If you're receiving Social Security right now, stop what you're doing and watch this, because there is a very good chance the government has been sending you the wrong amount every single month, not by a few dollars. We're talking $300, $400, even $890 less than what you're actually owed. And the worst part? They're not going to tell you. The SSA calculates your benefit based on your earnings record. Every job you ever worked, every dollar you ever earned. But that data came from payroll systems, and payroll systems make mistakes. Old employers, closed companies, freelance years, self-employment. Every error in that record is quietly reducing your monthly check right now. SSA's own data shows 1 in 4 recipients is being underpaid. That could be you. There is a form, most people have never heard of it, that lets you challenge that calculation and force the SSA to recompute your benefit. It's free to file. It takes less than an hour. And people are getting hundreds of dollars added to their monthly check permanently. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this form is, how to check if you're being underpaid right now, and how to fill it out correctly so it gets approved. Stay until the end, because the one mistake most people make on page 2 is the reason they get rejected. Chapter 1. The government form that could be quietly stealing from you every month. The form is called the SSA 1021. It is the request for reconsideration of benefit computation, and it exists specifically for people who believe their monthly Social Security benefit was calculated incorrectly. Here's why this matters more than most people realize. The SSA calculates your monthly benefit based on your earnings record. Every dollar you earned across your entire working life, submitted by every employer you ever had. That data came from payroll systems, and payroll systems make mistakes. A wrong number from 1987, a year of freelance income that never got reported correctly, a period of self-employment where the records didn't transfer. Each one of those errors reduces your monthly check, and the SSA calculated your benefit using those errors without telling you. According to SSA's own internal audit data, approximately 1 in 4 Social Security recipients has at least one earnings year on record that does not accurately reflect what they actually earned. On a standard benefit of $1,800 a month, a single uncorrected earnings year reduces your check by approximately $90 to $150 per month. 2 or 3 errors, and you're looking at $300, $400, even $890 less every single month. The SSA 1021 is how you formally dispute that calculation and force a recomputation. Chapter 2. Are you one of the millions who qualifies without knowing it? This form applies to you if any of the following are true. You worked for an employer at any point before 2000, the era of manual payroll processing when errors were significantly more common. You had any period of self-employment, freelance work, or contract work where you were responsible for reporting your own earnings. You worked for a company that closed, was acquired, or went through bankruptcy, situations where payroll records frequently get lost or transferred incorrectly. You changed jobs frequently during the 1980s or 1990s. Or you simply haven't opened your Social Security statement in the last 2 years and compared the earnings listed for each year against your own records. If any of those apply to you, there is a real chance your benefit has been underpaid, and a real chance the SSA 1021 gets you money back. Chapter 3. The 10-minute check that could reveal thousands in missing money. Do not submit the SSA 1021 without doing this first. Go to ssa.gov, create or log in to your My Social Security account. Open your Social Security statement and find the earnings history section. It lists every year you worked and the amount SSA has on record. Now compare that list against whatever documentation you have. Do 2 forms: old tax returns, pay stubs, even old bank statements showing direct deposits from employers. Look specifically for years that show 0 earnings when you know you worked. Years where the amount listed is significantly lower than you remember earning. Any gaps in the record that don't match your actual employment history. In 2026, the SSA confirmed that the average corrected earnings year adds approximately $74 to $148 to a recipient's monthly benefit. If you find 3 incorrect years, which is common for anyone who worked through the 80s and 90s, you are looking at a potential increase of $222 to $444 per month. Every month. For life. Write down every year with a discrepancy. You will need this for page 1 of the SSA 1021, Chapter 4. The exact words that get your application approved, and the ones that get it rejected. Page 1 of the SSA 1021 asks for your personal information, your social security number, and the specific years you are disputing. Be precise. List each year individually. Do not write multiple years. List them one by one. Applications that use vague language get flagged for manual review and take significantly longer to process. In the reason section, write clearly. Earnings for the listed years do not match my employment records. I am requesting a recomputation of my benefit based on corrected earnings data. That exact language. It tells SSA exactly what they need to do and leaves no room for misinterpretation. Page 2. And this is the mistake that gets applications rejected. Page 2 asks you to list your supporting documentation. Most people write attached and leave it at that. Do not do this. List every document specifically. Write W-2 from tax year, federal tax return, year, Schedule SE, bank statement showing payroll deposit. The more specific you are, the faster your application moves through review. Attach physical copies of every document you listed. Never send originals. Send copies and keep the originals yourself. Chapter 5, what happens after you hit submit, and why waiting one more month costs you real money. You have 3 options for submitting the SSA 1021. Online at ssa.gov. Fastest processing, typically 30 to 45 days for a decision. By mail to your local SSA office. Processing time is 60 to 90 days. If you mail it, send it certified mail with return receipt so you have proof of submission. In person at your local Social Security office, bring 2 copies of everything, one for SSA and one you keep with a date-stamped receipt. Once SSA receives your application, they will pull your full earnings record, compare it against the documentation you submitted, and if the correction is confirmed, they will recompute your benefit. The new amount takes effect the month SSA processes the correction, not retroactively to when you first claimed. That is why submitting before the end of this month matters. Every month you wait is another month at the lower amount. If your correction is approved and your benefit increases by $890 per month, which is within the documented range for recipients with multiple earnings errors, over the next 10 years, that is $106,800 in additional income you would not have received without filing this form. Chapter 6. If they say no, here's the secret second door most people never open. If SSA reviews your documentation and denies the correction, you are not out of options. You have 60 days from the denial to file a second-level appeal called a request for hearing by administrative law judge. This is a formal hearing where an independent judge reviews your documentation separate from the original SSA decision. The approval rate at the ALJ hearing stage is significantly higher than at the initial review stage, because at that level, you have the right to present your case directly. Most people never get there because most initial applications are approved when the documentation is solid, which is exactly why page 2 matters. The documentation list. Be specific. Be complete. Give them nothing to reject. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.